Okay, so welcome. Today we are going to make the fabulous Kalebration salad. And if you have ever thought that you don't like kale, the Kalebration salad is the perfect way to introduce yourself to kale and how tasty that it can be. I've already gotten most of this started. I always recommend to people, do not buy the bag of kale that it's already chopped. You might think that might be easier, faster, but what happens is that they chop it up, including this really woody stem that's the most bitter part of the kale, and you don't want to have to manage that. Really easy way, you can just simply strip the kale really easily and get that stalk off, because you certainly don't want that in your salad. And so if you just sort of rip, it comes away really easily. And then the other thing is that we think of kale as the angry lettuce. And so we have to massage it because it needs to be relaxed, so to speak. I didn't really, I have still some big chunks, so I'm gonna do this before I massage in my dressing. You can massage it on its own with very clean hands, or the other thing that you can do is massage it with your dressing, which is actually what we're going to be doing today with this particular salad. It's a very, very easy recipe in terms of the ingredients. You're simply going to use garlic. It would be best to use fresh garlic. With COVID right now, I don't happen to have that. We are using about a clove of garlic. I love garlic, so I'm adding a little bit extra. Half a teaspoon of salt. And again, I'm just measuring by hand. And then 2 tablespoons each of honey and of olive oil. And then that is our dressing that we are going to mix for it. I have already chopped up my onion, my pears, and my apples. I didn't have 2 apples, so I did have an extra pear, and so I added that. I would really have loved the red onion that it calls for, but again, found that today I don't have a red onion. And then lastly, this also calls for pecans, but I have cashews, and really I prefer cashews. And so I just, instead of chopping them by hand, it looks like I have about a half cup left. And so I just crunch them with my fingers. So part of the way that I'm making this recipe that I want to impress upon you is this idea that, you know, I'm substituting 3 of the ingredients, and I know that this salad is still going to turn out fabulous. You know, it really, really is. And so, you know, with COVID right now and in general, if you don't have those ingredients, you don't necessarily have to run to the store. If you keep a generally stocked, you know, fridge, you can usually find whatever it may be to put in it. Now I have a ways to go on this. I would still want to do it a little bit more, but I think you can already start to see how it's getting this dark, greasy color, and obviously it's getting that way, you know, somewhat because of the oil and the honey that's added to it. But that's what it does, is it just really breaks down. And oh my gosh, is this salad just super, super nummy. So to finish up, I am just gonna simply add my onion and my apples and my pears. I am gonna wait to add my nuts till right before we eat this. But otherwise, this is done. Fabulous salad. Wish that you could taste it. When we have this, it's always like, oh, this tastes like candy, because it just does. Seriously, it is so, so good. So I encourage you to make this salad. I will post the recipe along with it. But have a great time making the Kalebration salad. Have a good one, guys.